Andariki namaskaram. Good morning all. A little bit louder. అందమైన సాగర్ తీరంలో ఉన్నాము, కార్తీక మాసము, అద్భుతమైనటువంటి మార్నింగు. సో a bit louder. Good morning please. Thank you. I invite Sri M. Siva Reddy, Joint Chief Environmental Engineer, AP Pollution Control Board Head Office, to come on to the dais. Siva Reddy is a solid waste management expert in the AP Pollution Control Board. He is doing a lot of work on single-use plastic and banning of flexis. His off late is so busy with all those works. I welcome Siva Reddy onto the dais. I request Sarita to hand over a oxygen plant to Siva Reddy. Now I request Dr. Leslie Sloss, International Project Manager, International Center for Sustainable Carbon, ICSC UK. Please come on to the dais, ma'am. I request Karunasri. I request Nazina Begum. Please hand over a flower.
Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Now I request the chief guest of today's program, Sri K. Ram Mohan Rao Garu, IAS, Chairman, Visakhapatnam Port Authority, to please come on to the dais. Sir, we are very much honored with your presence today here, sir. Sir, Ram Mohan Rao sir is a senior most IAS officer, and for the last so many years he is working in Visakhapatnam Port Authority, and under his leadership the Port Authority made so many achievements. That is the highest cargo handled during his regime only, and he did lot of wonders. And he during his regime, the environmental management also, the VPT has done a lot of things there, and they have complied with many of the directions or the environmental norms given by PCB. Thank you very much, sir, for your special interest in protection of environment and your continuous effort in that direction, sir. So we once again hearty welcome on to this program, sir. And I request all the participants to give a big round of applause to sir. Thank you. I request Karunasri to give a oxygen plant to sir as a token of respect. Thank you. Thank you, sir. And now I request Siva Reddy to give a welcome address.
Thank you, Rajendra. Welcome to Advanced Training Program on Cems. In fact, all our officers, who are around 100 officers there, both scientific and engineering, all have been trained in the Cems in different institutions. This is an advanced training program. Over and above what they have learned, today we are organizing the advanced training program with the assistance of the Center for Energy, Environment and Water, and also with the association with International Center for Sustainable Carbon, EK. We are fortunate today enough that we have the representation from the ESA, representation from the UK, representation from Scotland, representation from the Germany. What else you needed? These are the advanced countries. They have already adopted these systems long back. Whereas you have practicing them last 5 to 6 years, whereas they have adopted, I think that early of century itself. So that's advanced they have compared to us. See, what is the purpose of Cems? There is a five-fold advantage we have the Cems. First and foremost is the self-monitoring. It's a self-monitoring by the industry. Second is it provides you data of 24/7. Previously, we used to monitor once in a 3 months, once in a 6 months, like that. Whereas this is providing you data 24/7. What is the other advantage? It is facilitate the trading in the emissions. That's more important. Until and unless you have Cems in the place, nobody will take your data into consideration for the trading in the emissions as such. More important for the industry is concerned, they are also know where they are standing. Previously, they depend on the data of once in 6 months, once they see. Today, they are in the position to know the data on everyday basis as such. More important, it will eliminate the interference from the regulator and industry on regular basis. Since the data is transmitted by the online, there is no need of a regulator to go and inspect the industry each and every time. These are the advantages of the Cems as such. So, I already told now, our officers have been trained in this thing. First and foremost, selection of Cems. We have the different technologies. Why you need different technologies? Your stacks are different. Suppose stack of your cement industry is different, stack of your thermal plant is different, stack of some sulfur dioxide manufacturing plant is different. When there is a material content is there, particular Cems may not work. That's the reason there is a different kinds of Cems equipment. That's how selection of Cems is more important. Depending upon your nature of the industry, you have to select the suitable Cems equipment based on technology. Second thing is the location, where you have to provide this thing. That's more important. Until unless it's located properly, avoiding the bends, so we can't get the reliable values as such. Third thing is the calibration. See, USA have the different method of calibration, performance testing. UK has the different method of this thing. India adopting the hybrid method of both these things. So calibration is more important. Until unless you are properly calibrated, you don't get the results what really reflect in the ground realities as such. Then the data acquisition and handling and assessment, analyzing of the data, that's more important. So for regulatory perspective is different, industry perspective is different. For regulator, what they are interested in know, whether it is properly installed, whether it is properly calibrated, whether data what they are getting is the actual data or not. Industry where they are interested, in addition to this also, they see that it should be performed without any trouble as such. So their requirement is a little bit different from our requirement. Most important is that today all the industries have installed the Cems, investing huge amounts, crores together. As for one estimate, country has invested more than 1 billion on the Cems. Just imagine it. Until unless you properly utilize this data, it does not serve any purpose as such. So as my experience in the field is clearly indicating that even though we have the Cems in the place, data we are getting is not that extent reliable data as such. This is a time for us, all regulators should learn where there is scope for manipulation, where there is scope for tampering. They should aware and it should be curtailed at any cost as such. Then only it serves the purpose. See, basically, as far as India is concerned, we are interested in the PM Cems. That's a major problem in India. So particulate matter. What matters more? Dust factor. So if you are not aware what is dust factor, you are not aware what kind of things are fed into the system, whatever results you are getting, those are not real values as such. And until unless you personally expose for this kind of things, both industry and regulators will expose into this kind of handling of this equipment, you never get the real exposure for the Cems as such. So that's more important. From now onwards, everybody has to work on the ground. Whenever you go to the ground, you have to see all these kind of factors, then only can you get the real body. As far industry is concerned, my sincere advice for them is don't depend purely on the suppliers or the suppliers is a little bit okay. All the suppliers are big companies. Normally, they don't indulge into this kind of manipulations. Most of people are engaging the service providers. What kind of service they are giving? You people are better know. Most of people doing the service of manipulation, tampering, rather than really serving the purpose of servicing as such. So my sincere advice for them, just to the extent possible, please kindly engage the services of the equipment provider, rather than the third-party service providers. If something goes wrong, with your knowledge, without your knowledge, ultimately industry will be made responsible for everything as such. So they have to be more careful as such. With this, I very much thankful for the Sanjeevi for organizing this program, and also I will very thankful for our friends from the different part of the world for coming to here all the way to train our officers. Thank you.
Now, I request Dr. Leslie Sloss, International Project Manager, International Center for Sustainable Carbon UK. And she is a well-known scientist working on mercury emissions. And she is the chairperson for UNEP Committee for Mercury Emissions from Coal Industry. I request Dr. Leslie Sloss to please address the gathering. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Shiredi and Shirao. It's an honor to be here, and it's an honor to see so many people that have come to attend this course. We had aimed for 70 people, and we have obviously achieved well more than that. So I am very grateful that you are willing to come and learn from us and to take those learnings home and share them. You have a huge challenge in India. I've been over here for 2 weeks already. I've been running training workshops in Ahmedabad and Delhi already, and now I'm here in Vizag, and next week I will be back to Delhi. This is part of a large US State Department project where we are trying to reduce emissions in India through facilitating the exchange of best practice and capacity building. So I was given 3 pillars of work: improving the flexibility and the efficiency of your coal utility fleet, training on monitoring, which is what we're doing now, and the final pillar is looking at emission control and ash management. So that's a lot of work in there, especially when you look at the changes that are happening in India. The Western world, where I come from, Europe and America, we have been slowly moving towards emission monitoring control since the 70s and the 80s. And yet in India, the emission standards you have set within the last decade are fast-forwarding you to the same levels. So we are expecting you to achieve within half a decade what we have done slowly over 3 decades. And that is an awful lot to ask of a region such as yourself. It's not going to be cheap. I'm not even sure it's going to be doable within the time frame. But it's lovely to see the enthusiasm and the commitment of this country towards achieving those goals. For example, under your COP27 goals, you plan to have 500 gigawatts of renewable energy by 2030. That's not far away. You want to reduce your carbon intensity down to 45% of what it is now by 2030. That's a huge leap. And 50% of your energy from renewables by 2030. That is huge. In Scotland, we have the capacity to provide over 100% of our power from our wind farms. But the wind doesn't always blow, so we can't claim to be actually producing 100% of our power from wind. We never do. That never happens. I think it maybe happened once. There was a Tuesday in March in around 2019 where theoretically we produced 100% of our power from wind, but not all of that managed to get onto the grid to the right people. There are challenges at all levels to make this work. And India, you are fast-forwarding through this at an incredibly admirable rate. So if I can go to the power sector, as this is where I work, forgive me, but the challenge you have there is huge. You have your baseload coal-fired power plants, which you switch on, that's how they were designed, they produce power, everybody's happy. As you put more variable renewable energy onto the grid and you prioritize that energy, then your output's doing that, and your coal plants have to kind of match that wave to keep the lights on for everybody. And that's a huge amount of flexing, as we call it. In America and Europe, we have gas. Well, we did have gas until there was a small war in the Ukraine, and we no longer have gas. And so we're learning very quickly how hard it is to flex a grid without gas. It's expensive. My gas and electricity bill in the UK has gone up 4 times in the last year. So I am paying 4 times as much, and I expect it to double again by the time of the end of February. We are facing blackouts and brownouts. Germany has decided to dig up a wind farm to get to the coal underneath. So all the grand goals that are being set in Europe and America, we're finding that we're maybe gone a bit too fast with a blue sky vision of how well this will work. And so we're beginning to learn that best laid plans of mice and men don't always work in practice. You have to have a backup plan. And to that end, a lot of people see India still using coal and say, you need to stop doing that. And you are. Your targets for reducing your coal uses are immense. But until we reach that bridge, your coal plants are going to have to flex, and they're going to break. They are going to break quite dramatically. The cost of coal power for a flexing plant can be up to 3 times when it's not flexing. That's going to affect the cost of your electricity. At the same time, you flex a plant, the emissions can go up by 25%. So as you aim towards compliance, your plants are now going to start working in a way that makes it even harder to reach that compliance. So my point is, a huge challenge for India. Learn from our mistakes. We're not here because we've done it right. We're here because a lot of the time we made the mistakes. Please don't make the same mistakes that we have done. So I am honored to have brought 2 experts from the USA, one from Germany, but I also have experts that we've brought from within India. We are aware that you have your own capacity and knowledge within India. However, hopefully the experience that I bring with me will bring learning from how not to do it, as well as how to do it. There's, I think, over 40, 50, 60 years of experience sitting at that table over there. Ask them what they did wrong and how they fixed it. Ask them the awkward questions. Ask the questions you may be too embarrassed to ask your boss because you think it is a stupid question. In this room this week, no stupid questions, please. And if you are scared, we'll be here at the dinner tonight, we'll be here at lunch, we'll be here at coffee times. We have email addresses. Please do reach out to us. So knowledge is key, data is key, and that is why accurate emission monitoring is absolutely key. I hope you will enjoy the meeting. I hope you will take home great learning from it, and I hope you will share that learning. You will see probably more than 500 slides this week, a lot of presentations, a lot of data-heavy material. You will get every single slide you are shown. Do not panic. You have nothing in your packs because we want you to pay attention. But after the event, you either log on to the registration site again or you email Sanjeev and I, and we will send that information to you. We want you to have this information, and we want you to use it wisely. Thank you very much for your attention, and I look forward to meeting you all individually this week. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Sri Ram Mohan Rao sir to address the gathering.
Good morning to you all. On this advanced level training and best practices of handling continuous emission monitoring seminar, we have Shri Shivadar Reddy Garu, JCEE APPCB, Vijayawada. We have Dr. Leslie Sloss, International Project Manager, International Center for Sustainable Carbon. We have Rajendra Reddy Garu on the dais, JCEE APPCB, representatives from pharma, ports, cement, and other industries. As all you are aware, the world is moving very fast. And we thought, with the development taking place in the world, everything will be all right. There shall be no negative impact, and everything will progress as per our design. But nature has other designs. That's what I always explain people. If you play with nature, nature will fight with you. If you fight with nature, nature will finish you. So we have to protect our nature. The Creator has made us dependent upon nature only. If the nature is not proper, it is not clean, if no clean air, no clean water, our own survival is at stake. So the world is highly interdependent. It's not that India is separate, some other country is separate, some other country is separate. Because with the development, we have created a lot of industries. Because with the development, with the kind of economic growth, countries have adopted different types of emission monitoring and control systems. The advanced countries, long back, 30, 40 years back, they have developed technologies to monitor emission. But the developing countries, because of their economic standards and population growth, and still we are catching up. So when we have industries, still we depend upon traditional sources of energy. When we adopt traditional sources of energy, it is bound to create emissions and other particulate matter, and it has to create problems. Not only if we create problems or pollution in our country, it has impact on other countries and the world as such. And we have observed things we never imagined are happening. Floods, drought, I don't know this, COVID also. So kind of things that we have never imagined are happening is all our own making. So if we want to keep, as far as along with growth and development, if we want to keep our globe safe, secure, clean, and see, even children nowadays, they are getting different type of diseases. It's all because of the environment that we live in. So it is our each and everybody's duty, each and every company, because whoever creates, we have that polluter pays. Whoever creates pollution, and it is our moral responsibility to monitor, to control. Because once we create kind of pollution or kind of, when we pollute the water, air, it is our responsibility. And also, most of the time, we are not aware. Simply we are using, but many people, those who control, those who man them must aware. That's why we have these kind of training sessions. So to sensitize people, those who are manning the things must be sensitized. Why, how to control it. So APPCB, I thank APPCB for at least calling all the representatives from the industry to sensitize them. So they have organized this advanced training program in partnership with International Center for Sustainable Carbon, UK, and the Council on Energy, Environment and Water, CEEW, Delhi. So this is mainly a capacity building program. We have different sessions today and tomorrow. We have field visit also. So industry specific lectures will be there. General lectures will be there. You must acquaint yourself with what are the latest developments happening in the world and how to, we in India, how we can make our environment safe, clean, and it is our moral responsibility for the future generations. So I must thank APPCB once again for organizing this workshop so that people are sensitized. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now it's the time to say vote of thanks to everyone. At the outset, I, on behalf of Andhra Pradesh Pollution Control Board, profoundly thank the International Center for Sustainable Carbon and the Council for Environment, Energy and Water, New Delhi, for jointly organizing this advanced level of training and best practices in continuous emission monitorings. I once again thank you very much for bringing the international experts in this field to share their knowledge and to share their experiences to the industries or to the regulators of APPCB. I thank Dr. Leslie Slass for initiating this program and giving a wonderful lecture. I from the bottom of my heart, I thank the today's chief guest, Sri Ramohan Rao sir, for attending to this program and giving a wonderful lecture, sir, because as you rightly said, sir, nature is above all. If we try to play with it, you will definitely finish it off, and so many live examples we are now facing. So Anantapur, never known earlier, so many floods are happening in Anantapur, and Tamil Nadu, how much of flooding it is happening, you all know that, and it is very surprising that, London, UK witnessed a lot of heat waves and so much of an unprecedented temperature rise in UK. So many perennial rivers are getting dried up. All these are because of one thing, what is happening to the nature, you all know that. So we as a wonderful creation of this creator, we have our own responsibility at our individual level, at our national level, at everything, so much of is happening all over the world. Please, we have to do our bit to protect the environment. So I thank each and everyone who are present here and participating in this seminar. Please learn something from this. And any of your doubts, Dr. Leslie Sloss told that, you have our email IDs, everything, you can interact with them for any of your queries. So I thank, once again, I thank one and all. I thank the APPCB, my staff, my colleagues and all for organizing, participating in this program and also organizing this program. I also thank the Radisson Blu Hotel for providing us the wonderful, you are going to taste the lunch, dinner, today's evening dinner is also there. And last but not the least, I very much thank the print and electronic media for covering this program. I once again thank you all. Now we'll break for tea.
Lunch is tasty.
Expecting, sir.
Sure, you are saying it's tasty.
Sir, I request everyone to break for tea, and we will reassemble at 11:15, after half an hour, 11:15, okay? 11:15. Thank you one and all.